Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Seal with a video tutorial on creating your vinyl decal. We're going to be using Corel Draw today. So to use Corel Draw, go to your desktop and double click the green icon that says Corel Draw. You're going to create a new file. Call this file your first and last name and your partner's first and last name. Change the width to 11, the height to 7.25, the color mode to RGB, and then push OK. Once you have that created, you're ready to go find images on the internet. You're going to go to Google Images and type in things that have to do with your Chromebook. I'm doing one for art, so I'm going to be clicking Images and searching for paint splatter. I'm going to go to Tools and enlarge the size so it's only the highest resolution. Once I find a paint splatter that I think would be really cool on my Chromebook, select it and drag it to the desktop. Once you have 5 to 10 images on the desktop, you're ready to put these into Corel Draw. But before you do that, I recommend you create a vinyl decal shared folder on Google Drive that's shared with your partner. Select these and then drag them into here and upload them. This just allows you to have a backup in case something gets lost on Corel Draw. You do the same thing on Corel Draw, select these and drag these into here. You'll see it'll populate and generate a bunch on top of each other. So just drag them off the work area and play around with the size of them because some will be too large and some will be too small. So I just select those and kind of play around with that. Once you have those arranged to a certain size, you are then going to be converting this to a different format. The format that you're converting these to is called vector. So if you zoom in on this image, if you zoom in on all these images, they're going to become pixelated at some point, which means they're rough around the edges. So what you're going to be doing to all of these images is you're going to be right-clicking, going to outline trace, and going to logo. Once you've selected that, a screen that pops up will look like this. You're going to select delete original image and remove background and select remove color from entire image and push OK. Now when I zoom in on this image, you can see it's smooth and curved no matter how far I zoom in. I've already done this to all of these images. So when you zoom in on them, you can see that they are smooth with no pixelation. But another step is required. You're going to need to throw a boundary on these. A boundary is when you select your image, you go up to Window, Dockers, Shaping, and this window will pop up right here. And you're going to be putting a boundary on all of these. Make sure your artwork is selected, select boundary, and push apply. You'll notice that when you do that, I had this selected accidentally too, but when you do that, a boundary and outline around your artwork will happen, okay? And that's what you want. We're trying to create a silhouette. Now, if you have an artwork that's already a silhouette, like the camera, you really don't have to do that. What you can do is just select this, go to Paint Bucket Fill and Pen Tool, turn the pen tool to hairline, and just leave it as that. Black's okay. And then you'll see no change. Then go to the fill and make that transparent, and you will see a change. And that's what you want. You want it to be all just outlined as a silhouette. So make all of these images look like these three. Once you have them all look like this, you're going to bring those in and arrange them however you want. What you want are things overlapping each other and things touching each other, okay? Now, if something is inside something else, hold off before you arrange it how you want it. So you can see my pencil, and those are inside of it. This is a little bit inside, but I'm okay with that. I'll explain why I want that in just a second. And I do want that kind of touching a little bit. Okay. So I have all these things touching, but not these that are going to go on the inside. And here's why. What you're going to do is draw a box, or not a box, but select all of these icons and then go back to the shaping tool. Again, it's Windows, Docker, Shaping if you don't have this window up. but you're going to, instead of going to boundary, you're going to go to weld. And weld is when you merge all things together. So select weld to. You'll notice that your mouse changes, and then select what you want to weld together. And you'll notice that when you zoom in, these things welded or connected where they were overlapping. Okay, so let's watch that again because it'll change. Undo that. See how they're overlapping, and they'll redo it, and now they're merged together. If you would have had those objects on the inside when you welded, it just wouldn't have worked out. You just got to trust me. Okay, now I'm going to be putting these things back where I want them to be. And you notice that those are overlapping a little bit. That's going to be probably okay. All right. Your next step, after you have it arranged and welded how you want it, you are then going to be adding text. To add text, you're going to click the A over here and type in the name of your content area or an inspirational word. You're going to be making sure it's bold and enlarging it. To enlarge it, you can do it that way, or you can just expand it from the side here. Now you're probably also going to need to right-click it and convert to curve to help you with the editing process. You also might do the same thing you did with some of your other silhouette images by changing the transparency on the fill and making the outline hairline, and then changing the size and the shape and the orientation to this. You can definitely weld this to something else if you want. Let's say you want to weld it to that, or you can put it on the inside. If you put it on the inside, don't weld it. But let's say I wanted it here. I can select those things that's going to be welded to, click weld, and see how it merged together. It's really up to you. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Once you have it arranged, I chose Inspire for this one because I thought that looked cool. Once you have that, you're going to be adding weeding lines. To add weeding lines, you're drawing a box around your artwork and then zooming in and adding different marks throughout here so it's easier to remove the vinyl once it's printed. So to do this, you're going to literally draw a box around your artwork, making sure it's as close to your work as possible, but again, you don't want to overlap it. You're going to select the pen tool from over here, and you're going to be drawing arrows, or excuse me, line segments across here. To do this, I'm just clicking back and forth and pushing enter. You might be able to hear my keyboard as I'm doing that. Again, I'm making it easier to weed later on. If you have something like this is going to be really difficult to weed. So I'm adding some extra lines here. That's going to allow it to just be a little bit simpler. What you don't want to do is cross across here like this. That's what you don't want to do. So don't do stuff like this. It's just the outside edge. Once you have yours and it looks like this, you're pretty much done. So go up here to File, Save As. You're going to save yours in your P drive. I don't have a P drive here because I'm super important. I'm a teacher. Mine has my name on it. So go to P drive and make sure you're into the drive that has your student ID number in it. Select that and then hit save. Once you've hit save, it should be in the right spot. To make sure it's in the right spot, I want you to go back to your P drive by going to your desktop and selecting computer. And then in your P drive, you're going to be taking your Chromebook file. Mine's right here just so you can see it, but yours will be in your P drive. And you're going to be going to your vinyl decal folder on Google Drive and dragging it and uploading it into that. It's really important that you upload it into the shared folder so that way both you and your partner can access that at any time along with these images. The next video will be on how to work with Silhouette software on the Cameo Cutter.